because that's what normal people sound like when they sneeze. This video is going to sound like I am a weasel with a nose buried in the flubber of a beluga whale, because that's how sick I am right now. That's a weird image. So I'm a relatively existential person. So a couple of days ago I learned something that really surprised me. I was sitting in health class, you know, the really annoying ones that you're forced to do where you don't actually learn anything that's helpful, but like you're forced to go anyway. So I'm sitting there and the teacher starts talking about stress. She starts asking us what are some common things that cause us stress, and basically it goes down something like this. So what are some things that cause you guys stress? Family life, my friends, schoolwork, the realization that life and everything you ever do will be meaningless and that one day you and everyone you know will be dead and forgotten. I was expecting to get a couple of people like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Nope. Now this really surprised me, because as a person who lives basically their entire life on the internet, I'm surrounded by existentialism all the time. So I figured people in real life are probably existential too. Apparently not. Apparently most people have never even heard of it. So the teacher obviously just kind of brushed me off and was like, right, okay. This was the first time I've had a conversation with near strangers about existentialism, and I was shocked. I've realised that most people aren't existential and have probably never been through an existential crisis. So this video is for people who have never been through an existential crisis, or if you have, basically it's just for you to come along the ride and laugh at how relatable it's going to be. So what is existentialism? Well, according to Google, the philosophical theory or approach that emphasizes the existence of an individual person as a free and responsible agent determining their own development through the acts of the will. In other words, it's what makes you question your existence and the existence of life in general. And the thing about existentialism is it's not just, what is the meaning of life? For me, existential crises normally go a bit like this. If I die, will I be remembered? Will anyone be remembered? What even is memory? And when you're surrounded by questions like this, well, you kind of can't really do anything. That's called an existential crisis. Sort of similar to a midlife crisis, except instead of what am I doing with my life is what is the meaning of life? I will just fucking lie on the floor and just writhe around like a slug who's trying to figure out the meaning of their existence and realizing that they're not going anywhere in life, which is wasting their existence, but then wondering whether or not their existence even matters, and it's just and this can come off concerning to those apparently normal people, like the ones in my class who don't experience existential crises. You know there's a bed right behind you, right? The thing is, anything can cause it. You could just be sitting in class talking about the quadratic formula and suddenly you're like, so the quadratic formula is negative b plus or minus the square root. Why does any of this matter? Why do I have to learn about math? What was the meaning of math? Is there any meaning of math? Is math even a word? Are words just things created by humans? It's just a string of letters and sounds that we've trained our brains to mean things? And that can go on forever. So when you fall into an existential crisis, you're kind of stuck there until you either come to some sort of conclusion, which I've never experienced, or you kind of just give up and be like, well, you know what? I'm just gonna procrastinate this and we'll come back. And then a few weeks later, you're existential again. How do you get out of an existential crisis? Or how do you solve this existentialism problem? And the only thing I can think of is, I have no fucking clue. If I had an idea, I promise I would have done it by now and I probably would have shared it. I have no legitimate advice for this, so if that's why you came here, I'm sorry. You're on your own. So I guess the bullshit meaning of this video is that there really is no meaning of life, and there really is no meaning to this video. There's no meaning to anything. Sorry. So before this video began, I wasn't feeling that existential, but now that I'm about done filming, I'm gonna go lie on the floor and think for about 12 hours. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give me a thumbs down. No hard feelings. I want to know. So if you relate to my struggle in any way, shape or form, you can click here to subscribe, here to watch my last video. Bye guys. Where the fuck is my face itching? What the fuck? Stop. None. Okay. Oh yeah, I got my glasses. Look at that, I can see. Wow, magic. I'm hurting my eyes. Existential. Existential. Existential.